Hello viewers, welcome to the live stream today. And today we have a special topic, the great Capablanca. We all have seen a lot of Capablanca's games. He was the third world champion, and his contribution to chess has been phenomenal. So what we have done today is we have picked up one of his games, and in one of his games he had given a very good example of how to win with a pawn majority. I'll bring up the position quickly so as to not keep you in any confusion. But before I start, the viewers out there, just let me know if the voice is clear and you are able to hear me clearly. If the video is clear, if the audio is clear, just give me a thumbs up, guys, quickly in the chat so that I know that you are able to hear me and the video is clear. Then I'll start with the position. We still have around 8 minutes to start the tournament, so I'll explain the position, what exactly the position it is, and which game of Capablanca are we trying to demo here. Okay, Krish is here. Krish asks, which software are you using for streaming? I'm using OBS. Aditya Kharnar is here. Hello, Aditya. Good to see you. Aratrika is here. Hello, Aratrika. Ramesh is here. Hello, Ramesh. Hello, Ronit. Hello, Aniket. All the viewers out there. Good to have all of you on the live stream right now. We'll start soon. Thanks for confirming, guys, that the audio and video is clear. Thank you very much. Now let's go back and check the study. Okay, so this game I have added in the study. This study is available on my profile. You can just check my profile. You can see this study, YouTube live stream studies, and here I'll be adding all the positions, all the studies that we are doing online, that is on this live stream. I'll be adding all of these studies here. The link is given in the description box. Just check the description box if you want to check this stream or check this study. And what is something which is important here? Okay, so when we are going to start with black pieces in this position. We are going to start with black pieces in this position. Now, why I chose this position? Because here already black is having some advantage. Black is the great Capablanca. Capablanca is playing from black side, and Frank James Marshall was playing with white pieces here. So this game was played in 1909. That is almost, I think, 110 years back, 111 years back to be precise. So what happened over here is that black is having a pawn majority. Okay, black is having a pawn majority on the queen side. So what black can do over here is black can try to advance the pawns and black can try to create a passer out of it. Okay, and there is a specific way to do it in Capablanca's game. We will take a look at it, how black can create a passer. I'll give you an idea because if you are playing with black pieces in the tournament, you will get some idea how to do it. I'm switching now to the game here. So in the game, I will just bring out the position which, yeah, yeah, this is the position in the game. This game is also there in the studies, so you can check the game as well. Now, from this position, let's see how the great Capablanca continued the game. Here he captured the queen. Here he thought that I'm having an extra pawn. So let's go for the queen exchange. Bishop captures, and then we can try to have a passer on the queen side, and we can win the game with the pawn majority. So here queens were exchanged, white captured the queen back, and now first check, king moves, and we start with the pawn advance now. Once we start with the pawn advance, it is now white's turn, and white has to find a way to stop a defense, stop this attack. White has to find a defense here to stop the attack. Meanwhile, I cannot see there is any plan from white side on the king side. So white cannot do anything on the king side right now. Whatever white has to do, it has to be on queen side, so trying to stop one of the pawns which are trying to advance. Now let's see how the game proceeded. Rook went back, just supporting the b2 pawn there. Black continued pushing the pawns. Pawn push, pawn takes, and now bishop goes back to f3, attacking the rook on d1. So rook moves now, maybe to b1, or it could have moved somewhere else as well, but b1 gives a certain target for the rook, b2, so that this rook is now locked up. So after this move, white played bishop to e2, attacking the pawn on c4. After this, the bishop was moved to e2. I mean, the black played here pawn to b3. So now the rook is attacked. So rook has to move. Rook has to stay in the in this same rank to as to support the pawn on b2. And after this move, there was very nice continuation with from the black side. Black went rook c1 first. Idea is to go now pawn push, and here white played bishop d1. Now pawn push. pawn takes pawn, and now black to play and win the game. Guys who are watching the stream right now, can you just suggest what is the best move for black? Actually, I think you saw the move on the in the notation. But anyways, guys, just quickly let me know what would you play from black pieces here? Black to play and win quickly, guys. Now black has successfully created a passer on the queen side, and using that passer, black can win the game easily. Quickly, guys, in the chat, let us know what is the best move for black here. So meanwhile, we have yes, Bishop H3 is also possible, Ronit. That is a better move definitely. But in the game, Rook D1 was played, so Rook D1 is also a good move. Bishop H3 is also a good move. Yes, Aratrika says B2. Anik is here. Hello, Anik. Good to see you. Aratrika says B2. Yes, that's correct. Aratrika. Ronit says B2. Yes, perfect. Aniket says B2. Perfect, guys. Very good. That is the answer, and that is how the game progressed as well. I'll just quickly go back now to the game. Now, pawn b2 was played here, sacrificing the pawn because if the rook captures, we get a free bishop there. So here, white had to capture the pawn, or else black could just push the pawn. Even in the case of bishop c2, black can just capture the bishop, rook captures, and then we can go for the queens there. Okay, so rook b2, rook takes bishop, and thereafter, I think it's clearly now winning for black. So the game progressed for some moves, and then black was able to win easily out of it. So the point over here is, guys, I'm just making few quick moves so that we know how the game ended. Okay, and here I think he just resigned. Marshall just resigned. Is down a piece. Okay, so the point over here is, guys, how to use your pawn majority. Okay, let's go back. That is what we can learn over here. I'll just go back few moves. So how to use your three pawns against these two pawns. That is the point here. Okay, so these three pawns are advantage over these two pawns in the endgame point of view, but it's more of a technique that you want to learn. You need to practice today from this tournament. If you're playing with white pieces, guys, make sure that you're able to stop one of these pawns. And if you're playing with black pieces, try to get a passer out of it. Okay, so it's quite easy. There is another move, bishop h3, which is also easy from black side to play. Yes, let's see how the game proceeds now. And let's go back to tournament. Tournament still has 1 minute and 20 seconds. Guys, if you haven't joined the tournament, quickly join, guys, because this is something that we can learn from Capablanca the Great, how to use a pawn majority against the pawn minority. And this generally happens when you are in the endgame phase. This is very effective when you are in endgame. In the middle game, it's not still effective because in middle game, your pawn will be left as a weakness or a target for your opponent. But if you do the pawn majority in the end game, it's going to be easier for you guys. So all the viewers out there, just if you're not joined the tournament, quickly join the tournament. The link of the tournament is in the description box. And after the tournament is done, we are going to play with all of you guys. I'm also mentioning the link here. Okay, so yes, quickly join the tournament, guys. It's starting soon. It's starting soon. I'll just keep this study away so that it's not distracting for you guys. And yep. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, I had to join the tournament. I had to join the tournament. Okay. Anyways, let's see how the game is progressing. If anyone is making the moves, let's see if the players are there right now. Okay. So I'm just going through the games. If any moves are anyone is playing the moves, yes. I think Krish and MVRI are playing. So let's see how the game is going on right now. So MVRI, I think this is not the best continuation on F5, but let's see how white continues here. If Krish is able to beat MVRI, I'll just yeah, check. King moves now, and the B2 is hanging, right? So okay, the rooks, black is trying to exchange of the bishop. This is also a good strategy now. Now black would try to get the king nearby somewhere and try to help this pawn come ahead. King has to advance now quickly towards here somewhere and try to push the pawn then. Let's see how the black continues. Let's meanwhile, I'll just come back to the comments and yes, rook d1. Okay, Tanushri, okay, Anik says B2. First me, please, as I have to drop early. Okay, Ronit, you just message me after the tournament. I'll definitely try to play with you. Uh, this is again an interesting pawn position. I think pawn e4 is not working right now. So this king is quite. Oh, this. I think the pawn push now wins, right? Pawn push was winning for black. I think MVIRI missed the trick there. Pawn push was winning for black there. King was on g2. Pawn push and just pawn d1. It was winning for black there. Okay, Nielsen is here. Uh, okay, false chess. Nielsen, what do you mean by false chess? Do you mean fast chess? Okay, Nielsen, if you want to play bullets, that's fine. Let's just play 1+1 if you want. Okay, not 1+0, please. Okay. Okay. Check, and I think they should be winning now for black easily. Let's go back to the tournament. Let's check the next game. If anyone is making the moves. Okay, I think most of the games. Okay, we have an interesting king and pawn end game here. Let's see what's happening here. Ashish versus Engineering is Best are playing right now. So Ashish is playing with black pieces. Okay, but this pawn is hanging, right? So now I think white is clearly winning this because white king is very active and the pawn can just get across and get a win there easily. Okay, I'll just mention the link in the comments, guys, so that you can check the study as well. This is chapter number 3. Chapter number 3 in this study, and there you can go through the entire game, how to win from the black side using the pawn majority. Okay, almost 30 players have joined so far. That is phenomenal. Very good participation. Yes. And these games, I think here, I think this fight is winning in this. Anish versus Engineering is Best. I think Anik is going to win from black pieces here, looking at the position. Very good, Anik. Swara K is also playing. Swara K is playing with Anonymous. I think Swara K is losing that one. And Rajib is playing here. Okay, Rajib's game is done. Bonrook. Okay, Bonrook is also playing very nice. Bonrook versus Anik Chess. This is clearly winning for black now. So I think all the three results have been decisive now. So let's wait for the next round. Okay, meanwhile, I'll again show the study that is over here. I'll just demo the study. This is a study that I have created, guys. Okay, and this is the game which you can go through. This is a game between Frank James Marshall versus Jose Raul Capablanca, the great Capablanca. He was the third world champion, and this game was played in 1909, that is around 100 years back, 110 years back. This game gives a beautiful example of how to play with pawn majority. If you just skip to the move number 25 here, 25 whites move. So here you will definitely see now black is having a pawn majority and black can win from this position using the concept of pawn majority by creating a passer here on the queen side. Okay. So queen e4 was played by black here and queen e4, bishop e4, rook d1 check was played by black. So you can try to implement similar moves from the black side. From white side, you can try to make sure that if black is able to create a passer here, you should not allow that passer to proceed. You can bring the king in quickly and try to stop the passer if the passer is getting created here. Okay, that is the approach, guys. Let's move back to our tournament. Let's see what is happening here. Last game in progress. So I think this is Anik Chess, which is winning easily right now. Yes, I think Anik Chess is winning easily. So many good players are playing right now today as well. So 32 players have joined. So Tigran, MVRI. There was one 2000 rated player as well. That is fantastic, guys. Good to see so many players joining in, and this is really amazing that you are able to learn something new every day. So make sure, guys, you hit the like button before you close the stream, as we are discussing lots and lots of good topics nowadays. Okay. Yes. So Nielsen say, okay. Rishabh is here. Hello, Rishabh. Good to see you. Rishabh, you can still join the tournament. Tournament, you can still join Rishabh. So quickly join the tournament. Ronit says. Ronit has showing a sad smiley, Ronit. That's fine. Ronit, we can try to play with you after this tournament. Okay. Okay. One ongoing game. I think this should be finishing soon now. Hope so. Now the king moves here. You can just move the king here, right? Now just yeah, just one move and the king had to move back somewhere and then we could have checkmated here. Okay. Let's wait for this game to get over quickly, guys. Then we can try to join in and play the tournament as well. So guys, what do you think about the pawn majority, the concept that we are learning today? Just let me know in the comment section, guys. Any questions you have about pawn majority or pawn minority, you can ask me in the comment section right now. So today we are learning the concept pawn majority, how to use pawn majority in the end game, how to create a passer and win from there. That is what we are trying to learn today. So if you have any queries, questions on that, please let me know. I have created a study for you guys. You can check the study. I mentioned the study link in the description box. You can click on that study and then go to the chapter number 3. The entire game is there right now. Okay, guys? So I hope you will enjoy that study. Bone Rook has gone offline. That is not good actually. You should complete the game or at least resign, right? Should not keep so many people waiting in this way, Bone Rook. Okay, yeah, we can't help, guys. We can't help. Just we have to finish up this game, last one, and then we can just quickly get into the next game. Okay. Okay, round two is starting now. So gear up, guys. Those who were not able to play first round, you can join quickly, and the first round is starting now. So let's see. Okay, Wesley so actually won the Chessable Masters 2021 today. So that's a great news. Okay, so I'm playing with white pieces. Aaron is playing with black pieces. Let's see if the Aaron moves now. I hope so. He moves. Yes, he's online. Okay, Aaron, make your move, please. If you're listening to the commentary or if you're on the chat. Okay, I think Aaron is not making his move. Let's just go back to tournament and check the games which are going on right now. Okay, so yes, let's check this game between Tigaran and Arush. So they were able to capture the queens there right now. Let's see how Black proceeds with the game. Okay, Black is trying to attack the pawn here. Okay, Yeah, I think now, yes, this is very nice. Removing the guard, we say this bishop is defending this b1 square. So black has rightly played this move so that there is no more defense on this square. Next move, black can just exchange the bishops and get a queen there. Okay, so perfect play from Tigran. Very good, Tigran. Where is Tigran from? He's from Russia. Okay, good game, Tigran. That's a perfect way to win the game. Very nice deflection there, or you can say the removing of the guard on d5. And next move, I think it's just unstoppable. And this pawn has really a very nice shelter over here on b5, so that rook can never attack this pawn. And now it's just queening on next move. Yes, pretty easy now. Just queen and win the game. Let's go back to the tournament, guys, and just check if anyone else is playing right now. Okay, this game is going on Anik Chess and Anonymous. Let's check the game between Anik Chess and Anonymous. Okay, so black has managed to get a passer. So if I think next, if the king goes here, the f2 is hanging, right? So it's not difficult. It's not easy to defend for white here. There's a small trap. So if the king moves, we can go rook d4, and if rook takes f2, we have rook f4 check and rook takes f2 there. Now again, king f3. There is rook takes b5. Perfect. And now pawn push, I think, is winning for, yeah, pawn push, you king can go to d2, and if pawn push, king captures, rook takes f2. So pawn push is not possible right now. So black is kind of in a problem right now. Black was winning, absolutely winning here, but black suddenly is not that in a great position. I think he has to go for this. King takes and rook takes pawn, and then try to get all of these pawns and create a passer. Meanwhile, white has to go here, get these pawns, and use these two passers to win the game. Perfect strategy from white here, just to go for this pawn now and get the passes rolling very quickly. Now rook takes h2. It's an interesting endgame now, this rook and pawns, because this passer is the closest to getting a queen. So maybe king b1 is quite critical now. Don't allow this rook to come on a2 and then start pushing this pawn. Now a5, a5, a3. I think that would have been quicker over here. Now white has three pawns. That is really good for white. This I think is a good position for white now. White really has this strong A passer now. If white gets this pawn, I think he should not have pushed the pawn. He should have gone for this hanging pawn first and then tried to push the pawn, or at least got king c3 first, so that rook coming to b4 was not possible. Even a3 now, a3 if, okay, in the previous position, if a6, rook takes pawn, check king b4, rook goes to e1, we have pawn push again, and after pawn push, rook goes to a1, and then we can go over here, king b5, trying. Oh, I think that is now not the best move now, because losing this pawn is like losing your supporter of this pawn now. It's quite difficult for white to win from this one now. He should have kept the pawn on b3, or at least try to push the pawn somewhere here. Kept it safe. We need to keep the pawns connected, guys, if you really want to win in this rook and games. Now I think king moves here, then there is a check. I think this is going to be a draw. If white plays perfectly, this could be a draw. Only way now I think black can win is if black sacrifices this pawn and gets this pawn, then black is able to create a loosen up position with this pawn there. This is going to be a draw. Maybe it could be a repetition and then it could be a draw. Okay, so Aaron did not make a move. Aaron, that's not good. Okay, let's come back. Yeah, I think as I predicted, this is going to be a draw now. Pawn push is the idea, but that's fine. I mean, we can just keep giving checks now. Yes. Aditya says no one is playing with me. Okay, Aditya, that's fine. Even if with me no one played, but that's fine, Aditya. Let's try to wait. And I'm just trying to figure out if we can make Stockfish play against us in the Swiss tournaments, but I think that is not possible. I tried setting up in leeches that keep opponent as Stockfish and not the human opponents, but that is not working for us right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying same again. I don't think we can do that. No, there is no option for that. Okay. Yes. There's no option for that. Now I think it's quite a drawish position. Both players will just repeat few moves and it will be a draw now. They say I think is the only game which is going on. If I just check here. Yeah, that's the only game which is going on. In the beginning of the stream, I have demoed how Capablanca was able to win the game, this game with black pieces using the pawn majority. So you can definitely check the stream, guys, after your games are done after the tournament. If you really want to learn how to use the pawn majority, you can definitely go back and check how the pawn majority was used there to win the game. So it's more about learning the technique, guys. This is technique. Every day we are going to improve. We are going to learn something new, some technique which is new, which will help you to improve your game. Okay, this is again a winning technique that we are learning today with black pieces having a pawn majority. And yesterday again, day before yesterday, we learned about the endgame queen versus rook. Before that, we learned how to checkmate with a bishop and a knight. Before that, we learned how to checkmate with the two bishops. So a lot of new things that we are learning. You can go through the live streams, my playlist live streams, if you have missed the previous streams, and if you want to really learn how to checkmate with the bishop and knight, or the two bishops, or the rook and the uh, let's go for rook takes, queen takes, and now let's go for bishop h3 first. Bishop h3 is quite simple there. The idea is to go rook d1 check and mate. So let me demo this. Now pawn f3 is forced here, or rook c1, either of them. If rook c1, I have to go in with rook d2 and try to attack the b2 pawn there. Now let's start attacking the pawn, weak pawns. Now a move like rook b1 and we'll start pushing the pawns then. Pawn a5, pawn b4. We also have to come back and support this pawn sometime so that the bishop is not able to capture in any way, even in this way. Okay, so Narendra sir is also here. Narendra sir is playing with us. Narendra sir is also a very good chess player and he is a very active, you can say an arbiter in Mumbai. He has been arbiter in many tournaments in Mumbai. So definitely has a very vast experience. Now let's try to use these pawn majority against these two minority pawns. Okay, we'll try to push the pawns and win the game now. We'll try to create a passer here on the queen side. Okay, the bishop goes back. We can take the bishop back as well right now. Pawn e4 and let's keep the bishop here safe now. Now we can keep pushing the pawns and try to create a passer there. After some time we have some kind of breaks with these pawns and try to create a passer then easily. Let's go pawn b5, pawn takes, now king e1. Let's go here. Now king d1 is not possible because of rook takes f2. Okay, let's go for the free pawn now. That was a weak move, king d1. Should have tried to get the bishop around somewhere to attack the pawns. That's quite an easy win now. Okay, meanwhile, guys, just let's check the chat. Okay, guys, if you have any queries, questions, just let me know. Even if you want to, actually, I had asked a few YouTubers to join me. I will be taking those YouTubers first, but there has been a notice from there has been a notice recently from YouTube saying that you should not stream with the uh, YouTubers who are under 13 years of age, according to the policy. So we have to I cannot. Yeah, I was approached by few young kids who wanted to. So guys, this is how you can use the pawn storm, not pawn storm, but the pawn majority. Here we got an easy win, but yes, we can try to push the pawn and get a passer here and win the game. Okay. When you're going to stream the cash prize tournament? Yes, we are going to do that soon. There is one cash prize tournament coming up on 29th of August. I'm going to create a video for it tomorrow. You can go through the details. You can fill the form. The entry is completely free. You can participate in the tournament and you can win the cash prizes. So tomorrow morning, just make sure, guys, you are on the channel. I'm going to uh, broadcast a video, okay, which will explain how to register and how to participate and how you can play the tournament. Okay, Sanjay is here. Hello, Sanjay. Good to see you. Sanjay Vishwakarma. Good to see you. Nielsen, yeah, I think you wanted to communicate something. Probably it was not communicated. Your message is deleted. Okay, and okay, the game is going on. This one seems interesting. The one between Rajib and engineering is best. Let's check this game. Now this is quite interesting because White will get these two passes and it will be held by the king. Meanwhile, the bishop would go around and stop this pawn. I think White should have pressed for win here. White should have tried to win over here, I think. The bishop will stay here or here somewhere. Maybe this was the right move. White could have tried. Okay, anyways. Okay, let's go back for the tournament. When will you stream tomorrow? Tomorrow, Aratika asked, when will you stream tomorrow? Let me just quickly check the schedule. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so evenings are quite busy on Tuesdays. I think tomorrow we'll stream at around 5 p.m. Tomorrow 5 p.m. guys. 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. I'll stream tomorrow. I'm just updating my calendar. Okay. Yes. Let's come back to the tournament now. Aniket is playing with Tigran. Let's see what's happening here. And here, I think white is okay. This is an interesting game again. Black should win this one easily, but rook endings are always tricky. Let's see if Aniket is able to win this one, or will Tigran hold this for a draw? Tigran is playing with white pieces, and Tigran is from Russia, so that's good to know. Of course, these two pawns are now weak, so the king has to move back. The king would try to sneak in now in this way and try to get the pawns. But I think white can't capture this pawn. If the rook captures, king captures, this pawn is just a passer. So white has to wait here until the right moment to capture the pawn. And the king moves here. Okay, let's check the comments. Yes, Aradrika, tomorrow 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. India time. That will be around 12:30 Tigaran actually. Checkmate. Okay, very nice, Aniket. Very good way to checkmate. Let's see if I get a game now. Also, guys, I have given the link in in the study link in the description box. Make sure you open the link and you hit the like button as well over there. Okay, let's try to play now. The queen exchange is the right way. We are going to use the three pawns here, which are helping us to win. Now, bishop h3 is the best move here, but let's not do the best move. Let's do something which is not best. Let's go rook d1 and try to prolong the game to get some free pawns. Let's see if we can get some free pawns here. Okay, rook moves. Let's try to go. Oh, okay. Do we have yeah, now I think there's a beautiful move. Okay, guys. Okay, okay. Let's see if we can do that. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Okay, I was thinking about going bishop d5, but the rook would just capture the rook. Okay, so it's not winning. Yeah. Okay, so not right now. We can capture the rook, but let's look at the possibilities. We go a5 and let's keep the rook, guys. Let's keep the rook and try to play around, try to create passers, and then use the rook to help the passer to get to the queening square. Same as what the great Capablanca did in his game. He used the rook. Uh, okay, let's try to attack the pawn. Now this rook is kind of locked over here. Rook can't move because it has to defend. It can go to d5, that's for sure. Let's try to start pushing the pawns. Check, the king moves, and there is this move, which we can answer with this move. That's fine. And what if the rook goes to a8? We can just capture this pawn, and then we have a passer here. So this is the pawn majority now, which is what we are going to use and try to win the game. Again, a very nice. This will be a very nice demo of how to use the pawn majority. I hope so. Let's see how it goes ahead. Okay, I think this is winning now. This is a blunder because I can just go for the bishop, rook captures, and I can go for this pawn then, right? This is quite easy for black to win the game now. Rook takes d4, and then I go for the b2 pawn. And now this is a complete passer. I mean, this is completely winning now. I can just keep pushing the pawns. Again, in this game, we were able to use the pawn majority to win the game easily, right? So let's go ahead. Just pawn push, and we'll get a queen on next move. Pawn push will support the pawn, then go over here and get a queen. Quite easy. Okay, let's go for the queen now. And yes, I think this is now easily winning. Yes, thank you very much. So again, we demoed here how to use the pawn majority. Of course, white blundered with bishop d5, but yes, we got a very good idea how to use your pawns. We have to keep pushing these pawns and try to create a passer out of it. In this way, try to put more pressure on opponent here. Now these are again very strong passers. This is the pawn majority which you are trying to use. And even if the bishop would not have come to d5, this is again a very good position for us to win from. We can push the pawn, we can go rook c1 and try to play pawn c3. Pawn takes, we can go rook takes, and then this passer is a very strong passer on b3 pawn. Okay, let's go back to the tournament now. Five ongoing games. Let's check who all are playing right now. Okay, so this game black is completely winning right now, so let's not check that. BN Trivedi and Anik Chess are playing this one. It's quite close. Let's check this game. Again, black was able to create a passer here. Let's see if black can win this one. BN Trivedi can win this one. Aniket is there, sir. Aniket says, please play with me after the second. Okay, Aniket, after the tournament, please, Aniket, please message me after tournament because we lose the request in the comments. So it's always good to get the fresh comments in the chat when we start playing with you all with you guys. Okay, let's come back and check. Okay, Anik Chase, I think yeah, this game was going on very well. Not right now, guys. Just wait for tournament to get over. This is the last round. So yes, again this is a very nice move now. And now the rook goes to d1 and gets the queen. Okay, so this is quite a nice learning for all of you guys who have not used pawn majority in this way before. So if in future, if you get pawn majority, yes, you can win easily using this technique now. Okay? Yes, perfect, guys. Okay, okay, fantastic. Okay, guys. Yeah, almost to the end of the. This is not moving ahead game. I think this is almost done. Let's check if any other game is going on. Okay, this is interesting now. Cerebro and Naresh T. Okay, black timed out here. Okay, black could have gone for a draw here. Yes, but let's go back and check if any other game is going on. Okay, Swarake, I think Swarake, you need to work on your end games more. So yeah, I think this is winning now for at least the king should have come up here to win the game. Okay. Yes, so this is winning now for white. Let's go back now and we'll start playing with you guys now. This I will start playing with you guys. Atul says hello in the chat in the tournament. Hello Atul, if you're listening, very good to have you on the tournament and all the participants out there. Really thanks to all of you for participating in this tournament. This is the last round which is going on and probably the last game as well. No, two games which are going on still. Here I think Anik Chess is winning easily. Sorry, BN3 is winning easily. And here I think Swarake is also Frio is winning easily here. So yeah, just resign guys. If you really want to stop the game, you can resign. Just don't keep the opponent waiting always, right? Yeah. So this is done. So we are almost to the end of the tournament now. Let's conclude the tournament with this last game, and then yeah, this is just winning now for black. Okay. Meanwhile, let's check what's happening in the chat, guys. Okay. So I'll just create a list right now to with of the people I want to play with of the players. So intermediate player is the first one. Then we have Aniket, and then we have Krish. Okay, okay guys, let's see. I think this is almost done. Tournament is not yet over, guys, so I can change the list of the tournament. The person who will send the request first, I'll take the name first in the to play against. Oh, what happened here? What happened in the game? How did the tables turn here? That's a blunder now, right? The bishop can just get the queen. Okay, now it's winning for black. But what happened? How did white get a queen there? That was amazing. Okay, okay. Fantastic, guys. Let's go back to tournament now. Okay. Congrats to all the winners. But yes, more or less, guys, it's the technique that was important that we learned today. How to play with the pawn majority, how to get a passer, how to put the pressure on the opponent, and how to win the game. All thanks to the great Capablanca, the third world champion. I have given the study link in the description box. Quickly, you can check the study. Also, like the study, guys, and also like the video before you close the window. Now the tournament is over. Quickly, I'll check take the IDs now. Krish, I think you're the first person to uh, yeah, Krish, I think you're the first person to message. Then Aniket, and then we'll try to play with Ronit there. Okay, Krish, I think you're first. Okay, Krish, we'll take your game first right now. Let's start the games, guys. Try to play with all of you. Let's start the games. Okay. Okay, guys, which opening would you like to play today, guys? Which opening would you like me to play today? I'll play that opening quickly in the chat, guys. Which opening do you want me to play today? Okay, for this game, I'll just play Sicilian, right? From white, we can play royal Lopez. That is what Aratrika says. Okay, we'll try to play royal Lopez from white pieces. What with the black pieces, guys? Suggest opening with black pieces. Time limit, we are going to play till you can suggest you can go for 3 plus 2. Yeah, here we had seen knight c3 last time, and then we played bishop g7, bishop f7, king f7, rook castles check. The king comes back somewhere. Not an easy game to play. Let's see how it goes. I think Krish is thinking about going bishop f7 here. I'm sure about it. But I think I have many resources there. I can just go bishop f5 sometimes. I have bishop e5 some as well. Okay, let's go f6 first. Let's not try to create any weaknesses. Now we can try to go knight c6, even let's go queen a5, attack the weak pawn on c3. Yeah, so let's see how Krish goes ahead. This is a nice position, guys. Aniket suggests h4, h5. Okay, Aniket, we'll try to play h4 as white's first move. I'm not sure how it will go ahead, but yeah, we'll try to do that. I think now I have to sacrifice the knight, but it doesn't work. I have to go queen c5 and then play knight c6 here to get the pieces out because the knight is pinned as the bishop is saved. As white saves the bishop, the knight is pinned. I can get the knight out. And next move I can try to capture here, or even I can go knight a5, knight c4, or even bishop takes e6 if the bishop is not in this diagonal. So many good moves there for us. E6 is one of these two are the targets, guys. Your c3 pawn and the e6 pawn. If you are able to get e6 pawn, then I think you will definitely have a very good position. Or if we can keep e6 pawn for the endgame to be captured, we can focus on the c3 pawn for now. Okay, now let's go knight c6. Idea is to go knight d4, cd4 and queen d4 check. Okay, the queen moves now, and now can we go for the pawn b5 move? Let's go pawn b5. I know the queen is hanging here. There is some attack on the queen, but I think we can manage till then. I think there is the idea of bishop d5. Then knight c6, queen c6, bishop d5. That's the idea. Let's go bishop b7. If knight c6, we have queen e3, bishop e3, and bishop c6. And then we have these weak pawns on c3 and over here c3, which we can try to attack more. Okay, should we go for the exchange now? Queen exchange or queen c6, bishop d5? Yeah, let's go for the exchange first. Let's get this pawn. Let's get knight. And next move, we also have this pawn a5 move, which is a fantastic move. If we are able to go rook d8, now we have to go rook e8 first to save the pawn. Luckily, the rook doesn't have any entry, and we still have this weak pawn on c3, which we can try to attack after f4, f5, not f4, sorry. Let's get the rook in the game now. After rook takes c6, this is also hanging on e6. Bishop is also hanging, so it's in our favor. It's always good to have these weaknesses in our opponent's position, which we can keep attacking again and again and again. Now we can go for pawn f5 slowly. See, we put pawn f6 because we did not want to create any problem here for the king. And now as the pieces are exchanged, we'll try to open up the position now. Okay, now see, this bishop is gone back. So if we capture, there is rook takes and the rook would support the pawn on c3 then, right? So let's not exchange now. We can simply go for the move like king f8, but then there is g4. We can go for f4 then f4, but bishop takes, rook takes, and rook takes f4 is there. So we can't move that right now. Okay, so okay, quite difficult position now to find a plan here. Okay, let's simply support the pawn. Let's not do anything. Let's wait for opponent's plan. Let's see what opponent is trying to play here. We just supported the pawn here. So this is a case when we where we wait and watch kind of game. Okay, now the rook is trying to attack here on the e7, and if we go bishop takes, okay, let's try to get the king nearby the pawn. So this pawn is supported, and we can try to go rook d8 after bishop takes f3. Okay, this was expected. So now now, as this pawn is pinned, there is a threat of rook takes f6. So we can't exchange right away. Okay, now time pressure, guys. Let's see if we can handle this game with time pressure, guys. Okay, let's go for the exchange. Pawn takes, we have to go for pawn takes here. I think rook c6 would have been a better move. Oh, the rook is hanging there. What am I playing? What am I playing? This is unacceptable, guys. This is just making simple blunders. Okay, I'll just resign this one. Very good game, Krish. I'm not playing at my best. Aniket, let's try to play with you next. Yes, thank you very much, Krish. Okay, I think I'm playing a lot of with a lot of distractions. I don't know. Okay, let's try to play with you, Aniket, now. Okay, with black pieces, what is the suggestion there? Okay, let's go d5. We have to play bishop f5, but first we should go knight c6 and then play bishop f5 there, but not right now. e5 from black. Okay, thanks Aratrika for the suggestion. We'll try to play e5 from black side now. Now once we get this open file, it's really good for us because now the pawn can keep advancing and we can try to get the c3 pawn there. Pawn e6 is also there, which will help our bishop to come out. Let's go for b5. Bishop moves, we can just capture and go back now. This is hanging, so oh, there is knight d4 but right, so be a knight moves. This has to be saved now. Okay, now we can go b4. Trying to create a weakness there on c3. Now we have both open files, so this is quite advantageous for us. Bishop goes to b4 now. Pawn a3 is ineffective as the pawn will be pinned. We have c3 at right moment. We can play c3. We have to get the knight in the game now. Somewhere here. Attack the pinned piece. Now d2 is pinned. And oh, free piece, right? Aniket, you missed on d2. The d2 was hanging there, right? So d2 was hanging. So you have to support d2 first before going for casting. That was the idea of going b4, b5, trying to attack your knight there and keeping it pinned for some time. Now check. Now I think we can go for the free pawn. And there is a rook. Oh, I had to go rook a2. Okay. I don't know why I had to go rook a2 there. I think misclick. I clicked on click accidentally and just okay. Anyways, let's go bishop c1 now, trying to get this pawn. We'll save the pawn first. I was supposed to go rook a2 there, and I think there's something. I think maybe I clicked king and then clicked the rook, so it got into the long castle. Okay, let's go back and check what does the chat say. Anything in the chat, guys? Okay, check. King comes up. Let's go pawn push. Oh, okay, okay. Uh, bishop takes. I have to capture king takes, and how can the rook come back? Okay, there's no way the rook can come back. Okay, I'll just go bishop a3. My idea is to push the pawns now. Simple. So bishop takes rook. I'll just go for king takes rook here. Quite easy. So there is this, yeah, king takes, rook check. So if the king moves here, there is rook c7. But I'll just put the bishop in between so that rook has no way of controlling the c file anymore. Next move, I'm going to get a queen now. Okay, so pretty easy to play there. Okay, I think this is just winning easily now. We'll just finish the game quickly. Check. There's a mate. Okay, very nice. Let's try to play with now Aditya. Aditya is waiting for long. Thank you, Aniket, for the game. Yes. Aditya, we have accepted. I have accepted your challenge. Can you make your move, please? Okay, Aditya, I think you're not moving, so maybe I have to cancel the game. I have to. Okay, you just moved the piece. Okay, let's go for what was the suggestion today? From black side, there is no suggestion, right? Yeah, let's go c5. Bishop b5. Let's go a6. Always develop your knights first. Knight first, then the bishop, and then try to get the king into the safety, and then develop your remaining pieces. I think we're getting a free bishop now. The bishop is trapped. Sanjay says, who is next? Cerebro. Sanjay, I think engineering is best is next, and then probably I can put your name. Now the next is engineering is best, and then we have Anik, and then we have Cerebro. Okay, so engineering is best, Anik and Cerebro. That is the list, guys. So I'm just publishing the list there. Anik is best, engineering is best is next, then Anik, and then Cerebro. This is a sequence. Okay, let's go knight e7. We can go knight g6, knight f5 here, or even knight d4 after knight f5. At the right moment, if the pawn comes to d3, suppose if the pawn comes to d3, we have this queen a5 check. Okay, I think we are getting a free pawn. Let's go for the free pawn now. Pawn d4 is next, maybe. Let's go for the exchange and get the bishop in the attacking mood now. Yes, now queen c7. We have a lot of winning moves now. Quite easy. Knight f4, bishop h3. Okay, let's go for the pawn. Next move we can go for the f3. This is quite easy now. I think just winning in few moves. Okay, we want to get this queen, so let's go for this check. We don't want to lose our queen. So if king captures, we'll go for queen d3 check now. The king moves, and then we'll go for this queen. Okay, I think we have a better option. This nope, then there is pawn f4. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. If the king moves somewhere, then we have a mate here on h4. I'm not exactly my king is able to escape. Okay, anyways, let's go for this move now. We can get the f2 pawn on the next move, guys. Okay, now it's a check and mate. Okay, thank you very much, Aditya. Let's try to play next with engineering is best. Okay, engineering is best. Let's try to go ahead. Let's try to play a game. Meanwhile, Anik is here. Anik is saying, "Sir, now I child." So, okay, Anik, yes. See my last game. It's very funny. Yes, Anik will try to check after the stream, and I get a queen, but I blunder and I lose the queen. Oh, is it? Okay, that's interesting, Anik. Okay, guys, let's go ahead. Engineering is the best. Please make your move. Thank you, Aditya, for playing. Yes, Aditya, thank you very much for playing. Go ahead, guys. Engineering is best. Make your move, please. I think I have to skip. Okay. Yeah, let's go for e5. E5 was suggested today by Aratrika. So let's try to play e5. Okay. Let's go for the bishop there. We have to quickly get these pieces in. We can just wait much longer now. Queen h5 soon. Let's go queen h5. Idea is to go now bishop g4 and try to create a double pawn here on f3. This bishop is quite strong now. I'm really happy about this bishop. Even the bishop goes back. Okay, bishop. Okay, queen exchange offered here. Should we go for queen exchange or should we just go queen g6? Okay, let's decline the exchange. Let's go queen g6. The e4 knight is hanging there. Where would the knight go? We also have very good attack on the f2 pawn there. Okay, let's go for this move now. Now the knight is kind of pinned. Next move we have knight d7 with the idea of going knight c5 if possible. Let's go ahead with knight d7. Let's go knight c5 now. This knight really got itself into a big problem on e4. I think knight h2 was not the best move there. Engineering is best if you're listening to the commentary as well. Knight h2 was not best there. You should have not made that move, and even h4. I think there should have been something else apart from h4 and knight h2. Some other plan with the rooks. Yes, thank you very much. Let's try to play with Anik chess now. Anik chess, let's go ahead. Roa Lopez is expected today. So Roa Lopez was suggested by one of the in the chat. So we are playing Roa Lopez. If black goes e5, we go knight f3 now and try to play Roa Lopez. Knight c6. Let's go Roa Lopez now. This is called as Roa Lopez opening. a6. Let's get the bishop back. In this we go c3 and d4 as okay. Now knight f6. There is a line which says let me remember that. We have a castle's line which might lead to the Marshall gambit. Let's go for d3. Let's play simple here. This is just a closed, I mean, we are not going for c3, a4. There's an aggressive line with the castles, but where therein black gets a chance to play the Marshall gambit, which is quite dangerous against white. Now we'll go for c3 and d4. Sriram Chakradev is here. Hello, Sriram. Good to see you. Sriram is again a very good coach, guys. If and even Sriram's brother has a very nice YouTube channel. So good to see you, Sriram, on the live stream. E4 is hanging, right? Let's go rook e1 first. This is hanging. So nd2 was there in the last game. Knight d2. Yeah, which move number? Sriram, can you just explain, please? Okay, now pawn takes. If queen takes, knight takes. Okay, do we have bishop d5 now? No, there's bishop b7. Now knight d2, there is pawn takes pawn, knight takes, and then nothing thereafter, right? So let's go for e4 now. E4 is also hanging, so I hope if black captures, we'll get a pin on this knight, and we'll try to create some pressure on the d4 then. Let's see how it goes. d5 was also the valid move, I think, there. Let's go for the pawn. Now the pawn can't capture back because of rook takes rook. Okay, all those who want to play with me, guys, please do send a challenge. Okay, let's go pawn takes. Yeah, this is not quite an easy game to play. I know the e4 is hanging, but I have something in mind there. Rook takes e4 and now queen d5. I was looking for this move. I'm just wondering what can black play now. Can black play queen e8? If I go for the rook, there is rook check, knight takes. Yeah, again interesting move. Queen e8. I think I should get a passer there very soon after this pawn push. I mean pawn captures pawn. So after queen here, I think knight c3 is better there. Bishop b7. Let's go for the bishop first. Now the e4 rook is hanging, so you have to save the e4 rook first, and then we can get a passer there on a6. I think queen d5 was missed there by black. Okay, so can we just go for pawn takes pawn? No, let's go for knight c3 first because pawn takes pawn is not possible because of rook takes rook. So we need not hurry for this. We'll just get the pieces out first. We'll try to stabilize the position and then go for the pawn takes pawn now. Now I think we can go for pawn takes pawn. Okay, so we do have a knight fork now on. Let's go for knight fork and get the bishop. I think after the bishop falls, it's quite easy for us because we have two pieces for the rook there. This I think is quite easy now after knight takes. Yeah, let's go for it. And we can push the pawn now. We can try to get the pieces out. Let's let's get the bishop out first. I don't want rook e2 any trouble here on b2. Okay, let's get the bishop out. Let's try to keep the position safe. Let's go for the exchange now, and now let's get the knight in the game. On d5 first. This b6 is hanging. We can also go for b4, b5 there. Let's go for b4 and with b5 with this pawn will be super strong and we can just keep attacking these pawns later on. This and these are the two weaknesses. So maybe knight d4, knight c6. We have very good control over these pawn. Now I think rook is free to move. So rook can come over here, try to attack here. Knight can go to d4, knight f5, and I think we can win the game easily then. Let's go here, trying to introduce c6 now. We also have actually knight d4 was a better move there. So yeah, knight d4 was definitely better there actually. Let's go knight d4 now. One of the rook has to move. Okay, that's good. So do we have any traps now? Let's go f4, not allowing this king to come on e5 to capture the d5 pawn. Okay, let's go c6. Now this is hanging, and now let's move the knight around so that we can capture the b6 pawn with the bishop. Where should the knight move? Let's go g4, trying to put the knight on f5 there. Okay, let's go for b6 pawn first. Next, we'll go for d6 pawn. Yes, thank you very much, Anik, for the game. Let's try to play with Cerebro next now. Cerebro challenge is there. Cerebro, let's start the game. Sanjay, if you are watching the stream, let's start the game. Uh, h4 was suggested today. Let's play h4, guys. h4 was suggested in by one of the viewers out there. Let's try to play h4. Let's go g3. Let's go b3. Okay, if there are no challenges, I'll try to play in the early blitz for a few games. Let's see how it goes in the early blitz. Okay, let's go bishop b2, bishop g2. We'll try to get the knights in the game now. Now knight d2 after bishop b4 check. We don't want to exchange the bishops so soon. It's castle. I think now black would go for the long castle as we have pushed the pawn. It would be easy for black to attack the king side. Okay, Deepak is here. Hello, Deepak. Good to see you. Deepak Khajotia. Hello, Deepak. On push, we can go for the pawn because now d4 is quite weak. E4 may not have been the best move there, guys. I feel E4 was not the best. Let's go for the free pawn. Bishop takes, king takes. Now castles maybe simply, and then we can go knight f5. We have an extra pawn now, so we should look to simplify, keep the thing simple, not keep the king in any checks, and not keep any pieces hanging there. Even knight c6, I think I really like the knight c6 move. They're just creating these double pawns right away. Let's go for this move. Now I think we can get e4, e5 rolling. We do have knight d6 as well, creating a weak pawn on d6. Knight d6, queen d6, queen d6, pawn d6. Okay, so should we do that? Let's go knight d6 quickly. If queen d, okay, pawn takes, we'll go rook d1 now, attack the weak pawn. If pawn push, we do have this queen b4, attacking b7, and then next move we can try to go c4 there. Okay, queen d6, queen c2, bishop f6, gf6, queen f6, queen e2, and queen h6. We can do this by saving the pawn as well, right? Let's save the pawn first and then do the same thing. Queen check. Let's put the king back to a safe square. Okay. Queen f4. Now the idea is to go bishop f6. Let's see how it works out. Okay, knight h5, and we have a mating threat on g7. Also, the knight is hanging. Pawn g6 would be definitely a mistake. We can just go bishop queen d4 then, trying to mate on h8. Okay, free piece. Let's go for the free piece. We have to capture this, but first we need to threaten over here, and now I think we can go for this capture. As we are piece of, we can simply exchange the pieces now and go for a winning endgame. If black denies the exchange, then we have a very good queen over here, a battery of the bishop and queen to win easily. Queen b6, okay, queen c3 now, mate over here, f6. Let's go for the pawn. This is an easy winning now, having two pawns up. Yes, thank you very much. Let's try to play with Sriram sir now. Okay, let's go Sicilian. Let's go a6. This is a Najdorf variation of Sicilian. We have to be counter-attacking as much as we can. This is a poison pawn, but yes, we can still capture the pawn. That is still possible. There is a huge theory after we capture the pawn, how to play against this poison pawn. A big theory. Here, I think we should just capture, and go for the end game. Hello, Neil. Good to see you. Good to see you, Neil. What happened, Neil? You're late today. We do have this weak pawn on e5 now, which we will try to capture after some time. Right now, we just exchange the pieces. We'll go b5, bishop b7. e5 is first hanging, so maybe rook to e4. Then we have to go f6 after we get the e5 pawn, so that there is no attack in the f file. So quite an easy way to continue if you are getting this variation in the Najdorf. Just exchange the pieces and go for the... Okay, we are getting the pawn. Let's go for the pawn. Let's go knight c6 first. We should not go e5 there for sure. Knight d5 check. Knight b6. Okay. Knight d5 and knight b6 are the threats. Is the threat now. Rook d8 first. If knight d5, we go king f8. Knight b6, we go for rook d1 check, king d1, and then we have rook b8. Seems manageable. Let's see how the game goes on. But it's an interesting game, guys. Interesting game. Knight d5, let's go king f8. Or can we go rook d5? Rook d5, rook d5. f5, just rook will just capture, so that is not useful. Then b5. Let's go king f8, guys, the variation which we chose from. Now if the knight moves, we first exchange the rooks. Let's exchange the rooks first. Rook b8. Now this seems manageable. Now we can go king e7, bishop d7, bishop e8 next. Or even just pawn e5, right? Just pawn e5. I think that was missed by Sriram. Yeah, this was hanging, yes. Okay, nice game. I think that's all for today, guys. There are no more challenges. If anyone in the chat wants to play with me, quickly challenge me, guys. I still have about 10 minutes left now. So quickly challenge me, guys. I'll be definitely playing with you guys. Just challenge me on my ID, Khelo Chess India, if you're on the chat, if you're on the live stream right now. Okay, I'll just quickly take a look at the arena tournaments which are around, if we can play any arena tournaments. Okay, I think we got a challenge with Neil. Let's try to play with you, Neil, and then we'll try to play with you, Ashok. Royal Lopez was requested, so we are trying to play Royal Lopez opening. If Black plays e5, let's go knight f3, bishop b5. Let's castle. In the previous game, we played pawn d3, but right now, let's castle. This e4 we give a free pawn because of the rook e1 move. Then, okay. So now we can go d3. Idea is to go c3 and d4 next. Rook e1, knight d2, knight f1. This plan now. Now knight f3, knight g3 next. Then we can go for d4, d5 plan. Let's go for d4, pawn takes, and then we can go for d5. Keeping the bishop alive. Now we have got the open c file. We have to take use of it. Maybe we will go bishop f4 first. I don't like the bishop on f4. It's not that. If we go bishop d2 now, I think we got a chance to play bishop d2 here. Let's play bishop d2. Let's get the rook in the game. Okay. Let's just push the pawn. Let's get the bishop back. And now let's go a3. Now it has to go back to a6. Right? And now we go bishop e3 here. Okay, Neil, sorry, no take backs. Thank you very much, Anik. Yeah, queen d5. Yes, queen d5 move was missed, Anik. That is correct. Definitely, the queen d5 was missed there. Yeah, and previously, if the bishop was not captured, you played knight takes b3, right, Anik? So if the knight takes b3 was not going to be played, I would have played bishop d5 then. So bishop and queen both were ready from b3 to go to d5. So it was quite easy there once the the d5 square was available for either bishop or the queen. Okay, a very nice trap. Maybe you can keep that in mind next time when you're playing this kind of setups or this kind of positions, and take care of these simple moves, simple threats, right? Now we can go knight f5 next, maybe. Let's see. Let's go for this bishop. Keep the rook hanging there for some time. Okay, now should we create some panic with knight f5, knight d4 because the bishop is kind of hanging right now? Or should we go queen d4 right away? Okay, let's try to create some play with or e5. Knight e5, knight e5, rook e5, rook e5, pawn e5. Queen d3 is not possible. This bishop is hanging, the rook is hanging, so we have to take care of those things. Let's just keep the bishop back here. Knight moves. Now we can just capture, or we can go knight d4 now. This is a better move. Knight d4 because the bishop was hanging there, and now we have knight f5 move. Let's play knight f5. Look at both of these knights. They are really looking smart right now. Smart knights on the center squares. Should we go for the free pawn? No draw, no draw. Just quickly, let's 1 minute only. 1 minute only, Neil. Just complete the game quickly. Let's go for the free pawn as well. Even I might blunder now, Neil. You have many moves to win now. Let's check. Okay, thank you very much, Neil. Ashok, let's try to play with you now. Raul Lopez is requested, so we'll go for Raul Lopez. E4, E5. C6, Karo Khan. Okay, Karo Khan, let's try to play F4 now. D5, we'll try to set up a center with this D4, E5, and F4. Let's go E5. So we have this center now. Let this bishop be there. Let's not worry about this bishop for some time. This is a better version of French defense because the bishop is really out and is enjoying his life on this diagonal. A superb diagonal for this bishop. Let's try to get rid of the bishops, but bishop would go to g4, I think. No, bishop would exchange, yes. Let's go queen takes. Pawn c4. Let's go queen c2 now. Yes. Uh, yeah, Nick, okay. Can we go f5? Let's go f5 first before the knight comes to e7 or h6. We want some weakness there on g6 squares. So now pawn captures, we have to capture back with the queen. I'll just pre-move that. Okay, Anik's last game. Okay, let's try to find Anik's last game. Okay, I think I have to find your ID again. Anik, it's what's the ID? Anik 2008, right? Politics, and now I think this is really good for us. Let's castle first. Now I think black will try to castle on the queen side. Knight f5. Let's go for pawn b3. Trying to open up the center now. That is nice. So now we have got rid of all the pieces. Let's go knight g5. Try to attack the weak square on e6, making the square available for the next knight to jump onto f3. Okay, Anik, what's your ID? Actually, I really forgot your ID. It's Anik 2008. Is that the one? No. Oh, okay. You're getting a free rook now. Ashok, take back. Okay, let's go with this. Anik Chess 2008. Oh, okay. Anik Chess 2008. Let's go for this, guys. I just don't want to wait for so long. Let's go for and finish the game quickly if we can. Okay, king moves. H4 first so that the king can move to H2. Queen has to reach this C5 square and we have to get rid of the bishop. Okay, we do have this move as well, right? Knight F7, knight D6. We have pawn E6, pawn E7. We have to get this knight in the game quickly. Let's go knight E6. What about knight here and capturing the pawn? Pawn takes pawn D5. That's quite risky. Okay, I'll try to play with you next. Hold on for some time. Can go for G7, but then there is a problem, right? I can't come back. So, sacrificing was not best there. I need to attack the d5 pawn there, the weak d5 pawn. So let's go knight f4 now. Okay, let's go knight d5 check. Now I think once we have got this pawn, it's really good for us. We just have to make sure we get the right pieces in the right position. Uh, let's go for this check first. I think we are winning now. Check again. Queen, get the bishop. Now we're winning easily, it seems. Now just knight a3 and get the free pawn. Can just push the pawn as well, I think. Pretty easy to win after this, yes. Yes, guys, I think now just a quick win. Too many pieces and there are some pawns, so I don't think there's going to be any stalemate here. Yes, thank you very much, Ashok, for the game. Let's try to play with Neil, the last game for today, guys. Okay, Neil, let's try to play 1+1. Let's go c5. d6 will capture with the pawn. You're just giving away too many bishops there. You should not give away all the bishops in this way. Sunil, you should not give away all the bishops in this way. You have to keep the bishops safe. I missed this knight d5 move. Okay, let's go d6. Let's not exchange the queens. Okay, Neil, I think you missed this idea, right? There was a mate on G2 there. Okay, thank you very much. Sarth, 1 plus 1, please. I think I have to play the last few games, guys. Aro, can you just send me 2 plus 1, please? Okay. Amar is here. Hello, Amar. Good to see you. Sarth is here. Hello, Sarth. Good to see you. Sarth, okay, let's play Sarth because I'm just running out of time. Let's quickly play this game, okay? Let's quickly try to play this game. Okay, so far so good. Let's try to get another okay in the game now. Okay, we need to activate the bishop. So let's try to get the bishop in the game now. Check, and we can go for the free pawn now on d4. Clicks, clicks, guys. Clicks are taking so much time. Okay, very good game. Thank you very much, Sarth, for the game. Arav, let's quickly play with you. Thank you very much, Sarth, for the game. Okay, tomorrow timing, tomorrow I just declared, right? I think it's tomorrow, it's 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. guys. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, we'll try to play the, yeah, we'll start the streaming tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We'll try to play with all of you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll try to have one guest as well with us, a special stream tomorrow. You can play with the guest tomorrow. I got a free pawn there, Arav. You have to be careful about your center. Hello, Ganesh. Good to see you. I'm doing fine, Ganesh. Thank you very much. Good to see you on the live stream, Ganesh. Aditya says, sir, are you using green screen? Yes, yes, Aditya, I'm using green screen. It is not working right now. There is some blurry thing in my background, but yes, I'm using a green screen. Okay, let's go rook c4. 6 c5. Idea is to go now b5. Just trying to make sure this bishop doesn't have a very good square to escape. I think b5 wall would have been a better move there. b5, bishop b3, bishop d3, and then the rook d8. The bishop is pinned there. We could have captured the bishop on the next move, it seems. Yes, we could have. I think some miscalculation there from Arav. I think you thought the piece is getting supported, but no, the piece was not getting supported there. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Next move c2 I think is killing. Rook takes, we can just capture with the queen, trying to exchange the queens there, and can get a queen as well on the next move. Now queen f4 is simply winning. Queen f4, g3, and queen f2 mate. Okay, thank you Arav for the game. Let's try to play with Ganesh now. Okay, Ganesh, let's go ahead. d6 was bishop f6, bishop f6, and then knight takes d6 was the idea there. So now knight a6, defending this. Now I think we can go for bishop d7. This is quite safe. Now the knight can go to c5 to e4. Yep, looks quite good now. Okay, knight d7, knight d6. What is the idea? Capture the b7 pawn. Anything else? No, right? Let's go here. Knight has to go back to b6, and now we can go queen b6. Yes, queen b6. Knight is attacked twice. Bishop c7 is not possible. Knight takes c7 is there. That's the reason. And e5 is going to be. Let's capture the knight. Let's try to create some uneven position for white. Okay, let's go rook c8 first so that there is no bishop c7 threat, and now we can try to advance the knight. Let's try to get the knight in the game. Okay, b4, we have to go knight d7 there. Now c3 is weakness in the game. We can go a6 next. Knight has to go back to d4. Oh, there was bishop e3 move, which was good, I think. On a6. Okay. Now queen c6 trying to attack this pawn. We also have the move like queen a4 there. A lot of good moves. Okay, if we go queen a4, knight b5, queen b3, rook b1 is not possible. So this rook b1, and we can go queen c4. Let's go ahead, guys. Let's go for queen a4. In case of knight b5, we do have this maneuver to get the queen to a safe square. Okay, now I think we are getting few more pawns there. If I'm not wrong, let's go for. If we capture, there is knight takes, then we can go for this. Let's go for the pawn first. If rook b1, we go for a3. If this rook b1, then what? Okay, rook c8 first. Check. If rook takes, we have bishop queen takes a3. So now I think we have to go knight takes. Now we have queen e1 check first. Let's go queen e1 check first. King moves and then go for the a3 knight. Because if rook takes, we have queen takes c1. If bishop takes, we have queen takes rook. And if queen takes, we have bishop takes c1. Okay, nice game, really a nice game, guys. Now we have queen e4 saving move, and then we'll get the bishop out. We'll bail the bishop out now. Now if rook takes, we have queen check and queen takes f2. Okay, very nice game, Ganesh. Thank you very much for the game. Okay, guys, I think that's it for the day. I would like to stop the stream here, guys. I think you had a very nice time, guys, today. We learned a very good technique today, how to win with the pawn majority in the middle game. If you have pawn majority, if you have three pawns versus two pawns, how to win from that position is what we have learned today, guys. So you can go back in the stream, check the stream, and learn the technique how you can win with the pawn majority in the middle game and advance to the end game and win from there. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I really had fun with all of you. Ganesh's good game. I lost one pawn by oversight. Yes, Ganesh, yes. Yes, by e4 was hanging there. So, yes, that was probably oversight. Yes, Ganesh. Okay, thank you very much, Ganesh, for the game. Thank you everyone for being there. I would have to end the stream today now at this moment. Make sure to hit the like button, guys, before you close the stream. Thank you very much. See you. Bye bye. Take care. Until we meet in the next.